to F8. And I want to start today by talking about protecting something that is really incredibly important to all of us, and that is the integrity of our elections. In 2016, we were slow to identify Russian interference. We expected more traditional cyber attacks like phishing and malware and hacking, and we identified those and notified the right people, but we didn't expect these coordinated information operations and large networks of fake accounts that we're now aware of. So I sat down with our teams after this, and we said, we will never be unprepared for this again. And since then, there have been important elections like the French presidential election, the German elections, the Alabama Senate special election last year, and we've been more prepared. We deployed new AI tools that successfully identified and took down tens of thousands of fake accounts before they could do anything. We've traced the fake account network back to Russia and taken down their network. We're doing more. We're requiring everyone running political and issue ads or running large pages to be verified with a government ID. We're making ads more transparent. So now you're going to be able to see who is running a political ad, who they're targeting, how much they're spending, and most importantly, what other messages they're sending to different people. That is a higher standard of transparency than TV ads, than print ads, or anything else you will find on the internet. By the end of this year, we will have 20,000 people working on security and content review at Facebook. Now, this is an important election year. Not only the big US midterms that are coming up, but there are major elections around the world. In Mexico and Brazil, there are elections coming up in India and Pakistan and more, and we are focused on this. In your web browser, you today have a simple way to clear your cookies and clear your browsing history. Right? And the idea is that a lot of sites need this data to work. You need cookies. But you should have the ability to go in and clear your history at any point that you want. So we're working on a version of this for Facebook too. It's a simple control where you can clear your browsing history, what you've clicked on, the websites you visited, and so on. And we're going to call it Clear History. And we're starting with something that a lot of people have asked about recently, and that's the information that we get from websites and apps who are using Facebook's advertising and analytics tools. So you're going to be able to use this tool to see the information about the apps and websites you've interacted with. You'll be able to clear all this information from your account, and you'll even be able to turn it off, having this information stored with your account going forward. This is the kind of control that we think that people should have. So we're building this, and we're going to have a lot more like this to talk about soon. So today, we are announcing a new set of features coming soon around dating. This is going to be for building real long-term relationships, all right, not just hookups. It's going to be in the Facebook app, but it's totally optional. It's opt-in. If you want, you can make a dating profile. And I know a lot of you are going to have questions about this, so I want to be clear that we have designed this with privacy and safety in mind from the beginning. Your friends aren't going to see your profile. You're only going to be suggested people who are not your friends, who have opted into dating, who fit your preferences, although I can't promise that you're going to get email. It's a tough world. All right, Chris Cox will come up in a bit and walk you through this in more detail.
So this is Jennifer. She's just moved to Chicago. She's interested in dating. She likes running and college football. So this is her Facebook profile. She would see in the upper right a place she can tap to go to Dating Home. The first thing she would do here is set up a dating profile. This is just her first name. It is not visible to her friends. It's only visible to folks using the dating service, and it doesn't show up in Newsfeed or anywhere else. Once she's done that, she can go browse events and groups. This will let her see things in the city and groups related to her interests. So let's say she sees an event she wants to go to. She can go and unlock the event. So unlocking the event will mean she shares her dating profile with other people who are going to the event, are using the dating service, and have also unlocked it. Then she can browse people who are there. Say she wants to talk to Jay. She'll start a conversation with a photo from his profile. This will encourage, we hope, a more meaningful interaction. Then if he wants to respond, they'll do so in a private messaging inbox connected to the profile. This is text only as a safety measure. And it's not connected to Messenger or WhatsApp, because folks wanted this to be in a separate space and not commingled with the rest of their inbox. So we hope that this will help more folks meet and hopefully find partners. We're excited to share a lot more on this over the next few months.
With Oculus Go, we're introducing 3 flagship experiences for social entertainment in VR. A brand new version of Oculus Rooms and 2 entirely new social apps, Oculus TV and Oculus Venues. Let's start with Oculus TV. You get this ginormous virtual TV in your living room that's equivalent to a 180-inch screen in reality. And it works just like the best smart TVs out there. Use the controller to change channels, navigate around, and choose between live and on-demand content. And starting this summer, you'll be able to invite friends, cousins, and grandparents to have a watch party in VR wherever they are in the world. Oculus TV launches this month, and we're adding tons of great content partners over the next few months, including ESPN, Netflix, Hulu, and Showtime. Another awesome way to spend quality time with friends in VR is Oculus Rooms. And today we're launching a totally new version of Oculus Rooms that gives you even more fun things to do with your friends in VR. We've built a new environment that is even more inviting with things we know people love to do together. You can watch 3D movies or listen to music while hanging out and playing a board game together. And speaking of board games, we're excited to announce a new partnership with Hasbro to bring some of the world's most popular board games to Oculus Rooms. We're starting with Boggle, which goes live this month, and soon also Monopoly and Trivial Pursuit experiences. These are super fun games that people love and that you can now play with your friends in VR and feel like you're there together. Next is Oculus Venues, which is going to be your ticket to live social events in VR, like concerts, sports, comedy nights, and movie screenings. Check this out. You get to sit in this awesome VR amphitheater with thousands of people and watch premium events together like soccer live in 180 degrees. You can see and hear the crowd and really feel the energy in the room. It is great. And the summer session in Oculus Venues kicks off with our first event, a live concert from Vance Joy on May 30th. We have a great lineup of live event partners coming to Oculus Venues, live concerts from AEG, live games from the MLB and the NBA, movie screenings from Lionsgate, plus comedy nights and tons of entertainment from Next VR. For $199, you get access to over 1,000 apps and games, tons of experiences to broaden your horizons, and some of the most exciting social entertainment today. We're also launching a version of Oculus Go with double the storage memory, 64 gigabytes for $249.
So our goal here is to create this real feeling of presence, right? Like you're right there with someone, even if they're halfway around the world. And you know, this idea of being physically or feeling like you're there with someone, even when you can't physically be there, is something we've talked about a lot today with video chat. But over the long term, virtual reality and eventually augmented reality are going to take this to a completely different level, where it's not just going to be about being able to see someone's face on a small screen. You're going to actually be able to feel like you're there with someone. So here's an example of how compelling I think that this is going to be. Now, if you have some photos from your childhood home, we can now use computer vision to fill in the gaps with this pointillism effect and recreate the rooms of your childhood home where you grew up. So you're going to be able to go into VR with your family and visit and feel like you were right there. It feels like you were in a dream. It is wild. So this work of mapping out immersive spaces is just another important step on the path to creating this real feeling of presence. So we've been preparing Oculus Go for launch, and the big news I have to share today is Oculus Go is shipping today. It starts at $199. It is the first really affordable standalone virtual reality headset. It's launching with more than 1,000 apps, and it has the highest quality lenses and optics that we have ever built into a VR device. Oculus Go is going to be, it's the easiest way to get into VR, and we think that this is going to be how a lot of people experience virtual reality and virtual presence for the first time. So it turns out that a lot of people are using live video, basically just to hang out when you can't be physically together. But it's amazing how much of all of our use of these social tools is just to get as close to feeling like we're there with someone when we can't physically be there. So today, to make this easier, we're announcing video chat and Instagram. You're going to be able to just tap on a new camera icon right in the top of any direct thread that you have, and you're going to be able to video chat one-on-one or with groups. You're going to be able to minimize the video while you're chatting and using Instagram. And I think that this is going to be a really big deal, and people are really going to like this. We are also building more creative ways for people to share on Instagram. Last year at F8, we announced the AR camera effects platform, and today we are bringing it to Instagram. So now anyone is going to be able to build face filters and effects, and when you go to your camera, you're going to be able to see effects that are relevant to you and from the accounts that you follow. And if you're browsing stories and you see a cool effect, you'll always be able to try it on. So we're excited to get this in people's hands soon. More than 200 million people use Explore on Instagram every day. Since we launched hashtag following in just last December, more than 100 million people now follow hashtags. So we want to make it even easier to find the communities for the things that you're interested in. So we're launching a completely new design for Explore that is going to organize the content around topic channels now. So now your Explorer is going to be even more focused on the things you're interested in. When you're messaging, you really want a simple and fast experience. So we're taking this moment to completely redesign Messenger to focus on these ideas. And here's what the new Messenger is going to look like. Now, I mentioned earlier that we are bringing the AR camera effects platform to Instagram. A really fun way for people to use augmented reality to connect with their family and friends privately and in real time. And I don't know about you guys, but my daughters, when I call them when I'm traveling, they love these effects, right? Priscilla will be there, and Max will just be like, "Oh, look, Mama, Dad has a bunny." Or an ogre.
This year, we're really excited to announce M Translations. For the very first time, you're going to have the ability to talk to almost anyone you want in the world at an unprecedented scale, even if you don't speak the same language. And this will power connections that weren't possible before in all kinds of different circumstances, and definitely make the world a lot smaller.